You know, a lot of that comes down to strictly parenting issues. It comes down to parenting issues. And what you don't have to look at at that point in time, you don't have to look at the artist, you don't have to look at the kid, or not the kid, but you have to look at the parent. You know, we do so much now as a culture to keep this kind of media separate from the children. We put parental advisory stickers on the music. We put rated E through T and MA on video games. We put the little logos in the corner on the TV screen so you know if you're getting TV for everyone, TV FV for fantasy violence. We know that. We've got everything put together and put down.
I just want to make a few comments from an old school perspective. First of all, I think there's a lot of interesting things being said here tonight. But from an old school perspective, I think a couple of things I want to say. One, most of the rap that I hear is garbage from my perspective.
You listen to a lot of radio.
I'm insulted when I think about how this is selling and how people are buying into this. One of the things that wasn't said here tonight that needs to be said is music, like everything else, is also political. And you were touching on that in terms of the context of how, they want us to vibe on that. I tell people this all the time, and I'm talking about my people in this room. Individually, we are some of the toughest people in the world, but collectively, we ain't worth two dead flies. And the critical mass, when we get into what we are getting into now, collectively as a people, what we see vibing in our community is scary because we do create our own reality. And a lot of brothers living off that Scarface, and it ain't even about that. So when are we going to get to really challenging this and holding everyone accountable?
I'm going to introduce one brother when we get to y'all, okay? Now, this is a brother right here who, he musically inclined himself. This brother is powerful. Brother Stefano, he does open mics. You got to let him know what day when you get done with your comments. So let him know what day. So, hey, this brother, I remember the first time I heard the brother, man, I'm like, okay, he's doing his thing, you know what I mean? I just support the brother, you know what I mean? That's just a plug, but I'm letting him do his thing.
What's up, everybody? I just had a couple of thoughts. People like drama. People like dirt. People like all that kind of stuff. So, just on the corporate level and everything, black folks are the ones that's giving it to them. So what about the hip-hop? And that's why we said, we got to start changing the way we do our music. What I believe is, I don't care if it's Christian, I don't care if it's R&B, it just has to be positive. You got to give something that's going to edify people at the end of the day. And if you can give that message, I don't care if it's a song, like one of my favorite songs is No More Drama by Mary J. She kills that song. And that's the kind of stuff we got to meet people where they at and bring them somewhere else. I like a lot of rap out there, but some of the messages, it just kills it at the end of the day. You can speak on where you at, but you got to speak on an end result. And I think that's what our music needs to do instead of perpetuating the situation, the girls, sex. Guys think about sex enough. You know what I mean? We think about it enough. So, you just kind of like fueling those things when you constantly put out that type of music over and over and over again. And all you're doing is saying it a different way. And that's probably the main thing that gets on my nerves. So I just think music needs to be more positive. Our kids got to get hit to accepting what's hot in a positive way. They don't think nothing that's positive is hot. And that don't just come from the parents because their peers are the ones who dictate that. So we got to kind of change our whole generation. And that's what I do. I work in the school system to get our kids to think different about education, period. You got to make education hot. You got to make some of these other things hot that our kids need. And that's the kind of stuff you need to be spitting when we rap, when we do R&B. I want an educated woman. I want somebody that's doing something. So you know, that's kind of what I believe about all that kind of stuff. Open mic next week.
What day? Don't know what day.
It's every third Thursday, so the next one is the 17th. It starts at 8 o'clock, and that's where really I open up for the community. You know, if you ain't never been heard or you want people to hear you, come out, check it out. You know, you can spit, you can sing, you